What up, YouTube? You already know what time it is. You already know we're here for another Rage Reviews. This time, it's the season finale for The Last of Us Season 2. Man, y'all know y'all wrong. Y'all know y'all wrong for this episode. But anyway, let's get into it.
You can see it in the stride. Got me feeling brand new. Feeling brand new. Feeling brand new. Feeling brand new. Got me feeling brand new. Feeling brand new. Feeling brand new. Feeling brand new. Yeah.
Man, this episode was episode. This man. Now, because I know certain pieces and parts of the, I never actually played Last of Us Part 2. I played some of 1. Stuff came up. I never got around to finishing it. Saw certain parts of the second one, but I never actually played it. And so seeing certain parts play out that I know about, and seeing them altered and changed in ways that actually low-key fit the story a little bit better, in my opinion. Yeah, it was heavy. It was heavy. This particular episode, we kind of pick up right where, kind of on the opposite end of where the last episode ended. So we saw that Dina got shot with the arrow. Jesse got her up out of there, got her to the movie theater. And so we see Jesse and Dina pretty much trying to get this arrow out her leg. And Dina's just all hysterical, all over the place. I can't die. Jesse's pouring the alcohol on it. He's like, yo, I gotta pull it through. I can't just pull it out. So she's like, all right. He's like, here, drink some of this liquor. I'm pouring it on the wound, but drink some of it. It'll make it easier. She's like, no. And he don't know what's going on because she ain't told him that she pregnant yet. And so it's just crazy to just see him kind of looking at her like, yo, why you tweaking? Hey, what's going on with you? Like, what's up? And, her not being honest or truthful in that moment, but also being hysterical because she did just get shot in the leg. So he ends up pulling it out, mending her up. She ends up passing out, or going to sleep just from being tired and exhausted from that whole situation. Ellie gets back to the movie theaters. He lets her in. She pretty much goes straight to see Dina. Dina wakes up from her slumber. They have a nice little interaction or whatever. Dina notices blood on Ellie's shirt, and so asks her to lift up her shirt and starts trying to clean her back off or whatever. And Ellie, in that moment, just kind of confesses what just transpired. The fact that she found Nora, she ended Nora. Well, for the most part. She did leave her alive. She beat her. She just kept hitting her, hurting her. But she didn't actually off her. So she left her alive to be consumed by the spores. And what a way to go. Not only are you getting beat, but you're also dying from the inside out as well from the spores. And so now she's a part of the scenery. Well, we have some African American decor. Anyway, wow, that was African American decor was crazy. But anyway, anyway. So they pretty much have their moment. In her emotional distress, Ellie confesses pretty much why they did what they did to Joel in the first place. It confesses that she knew about it, and that she understands and wants to. She understood what transpired and why it happened. Because Ellie was like, well, I mean, not Ellie. Dina was like, well, at least she got what she deserved, and Ellie was just like, well, did she? And then confesses that information, and Dina that was a lot to kind of drop on her, and she was just like, we should go home. We should go home. Like at this point in the journey, we should go home. And so, of course, Ellie and Jesse decide to go look for Tommy at the rendezvous point, see if they can find him, see if they can get it back to the movie theater so they can all pretty much gather their supplies and head on out and go back to Jackson. And on their journey, they leave Dina back at the movie theater, so she blockaded everything up. And we see Jesse and Ellie kind of making their way to the rendezvous point, and they hear gunshots. They duck into this parking area because it is raining outside. They hear gunshots, so they duck around a dumpster, and they see this Seraphite pretty much getting chased by some WLF members. And he's like a young kid. He's not like he looked like a young teenager. And so, of course, Ellie being Ellie and being super reckless, she wants to go save the kid, even though she's seen both sides of how the WLF is terrible and how the Seraphites are terrible. And y'all on your own separate mission to go find Joel's brother Tommy. So it's just like, bro, you trying to do too much. It's 6 of the WLF members, and it's a Seraphite right there. It's like, I feel you for having your convictions and having a strong heart posture, but read the room. What we doing? What we doing? We got to go somewhere, and you trying to look. Both of these niggas terrible. Like, what are you talking about? Like, let them do what they do, and then move on. We got stuff we got to do, and you messing up the rotation. But Jesse pretty much holds her back, and then she gets pissed after they leave. She's like, "Come on, Jesse, that was a kid," and he was just like, "Yo, this ain't our community. This ain't our war. Like, we got to stay out of this. We looking for Tommy so we can get back to this movie theater so we can go home. Like, we not here for this. This ain't got nothing to do with us." Which, fair point. And we kind of see throughout this episode this kind of push and pull between Jesse and Ellie on their differences of opinions when it comes to community and making decisions and choices for the greater good of the people and not just for selfish reasons. And we see it kind of play out throughout this episode of just how Ellie's kind of drive and selfish need for revenge is pushing her in a direction that is pretty much showing her at every turn to turn around and go back, because you might end up losing your life if you continue down this road. And Jesse's like, "Look, man, at the end of the day, I'm used to putting people above myself and doing stuff for the greater good. I met this girl with this family that came into town, but they were going to a different direction. They wanted me to come with them because me and the girl hit it off. We were both falling for each other, but because I knew that Jackson needed me and that the people wanted me to take over and be pretty much the next head of the city once Tommy and his wife retire, it's just like, yo, like, I can't just get up and leave like that. Like, I can't just go and follow my heart in situations like that. So it was just like, you could tell he was trying to pretty much show her that not just that he's a nice person, but that he's community minded and more so like putting others above his own ambitions. And Ellie kind of took it the wrong way. It's just like, "Oh, you're better than me." And it's just like, nah, it's not that. It's just, I'm not selfishly driven to these emotional beats that you are. Like, you want revenge on Abby, and that's all you care about. And because of that, you've almost died multiple times. And you almost got Dina caught up in some foolishness too. All because y'all wanted to go try to get revenge. And if it wasn't for me saving y'all, had I went, he even said it, he was like, "Yo, had I went with the family, who would have been here to save your behind in Seattle? Like, who would have, them people would have been coming for Joe regardless. So who would have been here to save your behind in Seattle if I would have left and went with that family?" Like, come on, dog. Like, so he had a point. He was making a strong case in their conversations. And they end up hearing a distress signal on the radio. Some of the WLF members were calling for backup because they got pinned down by a sniper. And of course, Ellie and Jesse immediately know, hey, that's probably Tommy. And they go up to the roof of the building that they're in, which was the rendezvous point. And they pretty much are trying to locate where they hear the gunshots coming from. Jesse's like, "Yo, it's to the right." And Ellie takes the binoculars and looks, and she sees a Ferris wheel. She noticed that when she was pretty much beating Nora, that Nora was kept saying the wheel. And she didn't know what she was talking about. And then she looks out to the left on the view once they got to the roof and was just like, oh, the Ferris wheel. Shorty's at the aquarium. So I need to go be at that aquarium so I can go ahead and pack her up real quick. And then we can go ahead and figure out the rest of that, get Tommy and go home. And Jesse's like, yo, we're not here for revenge. We're here to get Tommy and go home. And she's just like, well, I'm gonna go get this revenge. Jesse was just like, well, hope you have fun with that by yourself, because I'm going to get Tommy. And so they kind of part ways right there. We see Ellie pretty much head. She was like, it looks like you need a boat to get there. So she goes down to this dock. She notices at the dock there's a bunch of WLF members that pull up and end up heading to this island. But there's a little motorboat down there. She ends up getting in the motorboat, trying to head towards the Ferris wheel. A wave knocks her boat over. It's raining hard, winds are crazy. A wave knocks her boat over, knocks her out the boat. She ends up on the same island that the WLF members were sneaking off to attack, which is pretty much the Seraphim's like home base or whatever. And as soon as she like comes to her senses on the island, she sees a Seraphite kid pretty much whistle for her members, and the members come pick up Ellie. She's still disoriented. They're about to hang her and gut her the same way she saw them do in the forest with a WLF member. And she's like, yo, I'm not with the WLF. And the kid is the little baby is the one who signaled to hang her up. So they hanging her up. Then they hear an alarm go off in their city, in their home base, and they're like, yo, forget her. We got to go save home. And so Ellie escapes from that, ends up hopping back in a boat, still hell bent on finding Abby. So she goes right to the Ferris wheel, to the aquarium, pretty much sneaks through that building, ends up finding, I believe his name's Owen, and I forgot the girl's name. But pretty much two of Abby's crew members that she recognized from the Joel situation. She hears them arguing or whatever. Looks like Owen's trying to create a strategy or make a way to find Abby, but Abby might be behind enemy lines, or so they think. So they're trying to pretty much come up with a strategy to figure something out to help Abby. And of course, the young lady ends up seeing Ellie around the corner with the pistol on him. So she got the pistol on him. You feel me? And she's like, yo, this was gonna happen. Tell me where Abby at, and I'm gonna let y'all, you know what I mean? I'm gonna let y'all free. And they quiet, they don't say nothing. And Owen's just like, look, man, I'll let you live, right? I'll let you live. I spared your life. I kept you alive. And she was just like, look, man, as old girl, bring that map to me, point to where Abby is, and then I'm gonna have you, Owen, bring that map back and point to where Abby is as well. And if it don't match, I'll take both of y'all out. And Owen's just like, man, she gonna kill us anyway. She's like, nah, I'm not. I'm not gonna do it. And so Owen gets the bright idea that he's gonna be able to pull his gun on her quicker than she's already got the gun on him. He tries to pull it. She shoots him straight through the throat. And ends up, the bullet goes through this man's neck and hits pretty much the filing cabinet. But in the process of hitting the cabinet door behind him, it also nicks the girl's neck, severing her artery. And of course, she begins to bleed out. And the girl asks Ellie to come. Ellie's super distraught at this point. The girl asks her to come over and cut her baby out of her. Ellie didn't even know she was pregnant. And I know on this particular scene in the video game, it was a little bit different. Like, the girl tried to, the girl and Owen tried to trick Ellie, and the girl tried to attack Ellie, and she ends up stabbing the girl, and then ends up shooting Owen. And then Owen's like, yo, she's pregnant. That's kind of how it went down in the game. But in this one, it was just kind of interesting that it was Owen who tried to pull a gun on her, and she ended up shooting through Owen and hitting the girl as well. And the girl's like, don't worry about, she was like, I need you to cut this baby out. And of course, Ellie didn't know she was pregnant, so she's super shocked and in shambles. She was like, I need you to cut this baby out. Ellie's like, I don't know how to do that. She's like, I do, so help me. The whole time, she's like, I got about 30 seconds. And of course, Ellie's too distraught to understand. She don't have the experience to know how to do that. And so, unfortunately, both of them get unalived in that moment. Both of them end up dead. And Ellie's just distraught because she's, even in her quest for revenge, there's still no excuse to kill a child. The child didn't ask to be here, didn't ask to be in that situation. And so it just shows you how far Ellie has allowed her revenge to drive her. And in that moment of her just kind of being distraught and emotionally distressed, we see Tommy and Jesse pull up, find her, see what's going on, and just kind of be shocked and appalled, but also sensitive to the fact that they just found Ellie and they're trying to figure it out. And so they get her, they bring her back to the movie theater, and we see them having a conversation, and we see them back kind of planning the situation and seeing how what route they're going to take to get back home since everybody's together. And even with all that distressful situations that just happened, Ellie is still kind of sitting there like, yo, so you mean to tell me Shorty just gonna live? Like, I just gotta be okay with her living? Like, and Tommy's like, yeah. And she was just like, yeah, well, I'm not okay with it, but I guess I'm gonna have to be. And so Tommy's just like, hey, I'm gonna just go check on the supplies. So he ends up checking on supplies, and then we see Jesse and Ellie have more conversations with each other, and we kind of see she asked, she was like, yo, did Tommy end up making it? She was like, thank you for coming to save me. He was like, what if I didn't want to go? She was like, oh, so it was Tommy who came instead? He was like, what if Tommy made me? He was like, oh. She was like, oh, that's what happened? He was like, no, but I was like, Jesse being a jerk right now. It was kind of funny though. But in the midst of them like having some camaraderie and him kind of admitting like, yo, if something was to happen to me, I know you would have my back and be scorching the earth to find what happened to me. So I couldn't leave you out there hanging. And as they have their own like solid moment of solidarity, they hear a commotion out in the lobby. So they both running side by side, open the door. Jesse is immediately popped, and now he is on the floor. Ellie darts to the right and hides up under the bar, and we see Tommy on the floor and Abby with a gun to his head like, yo, what's up? I'm here. Y'all killed my team. And then Ellie just threw her gun out there. She was like, no. Tommy didn't do it. It was me. Take me. I'm the one you want. He didn't have anything to do with it. I'm the one who took out your team. And I didn't want to take out your team. I was looking for you. She was just like, man, I let you live. I spared your life just for you to waste it. Points the gun up, pulls the trigger. We hear a gunshot, and then it fades to black. And then the episode picks back up with Abby waking up out of a dream. And I'm like, yo, did she just dream this whole situation? Like, did this not happen? I'm so confused. Is this Inception? What's going on? And so she wakes up, and we see her, I believe his name is Mateo. We see him pretty much waking Abby up and like, yo, they waiting for you. And you know how they get when they wait. And so Abby's like, all right, I'll be there in a minute. So she gets up, and we see they're in like a stadium, because she goes out the doors, and you see pretty much the WLF operation. They got like farmlands in the stadium and all type of stuff. But it's a large operation, like it's filling up the stadium. And we see her just kind of look about, and then as she's looking, it says Seattle, day 1. And then she walks off, and it's credits. And it was just like, oh, that's cold. So the whole time they've been doing this trope of like Seattle day 1, Seattle day 2, Seattle day 3, Seattle day 4. Since they've been in Seattle on Ellie and Dina's side. And so now it looks like season 3 will pick up. with Abby's perspective of how these 4 or 5 days in Seattle have transpired and how we've gotten to the pretty much climactic unfolding of what's going to transpire at the end of this story. And so, man, the way they laid that out was fire. I'm not gonna hold you. The way they laid that out with the fade to black, I was like, yo, did she just dream this? I was lost for a second. And then they did that with the Seattle Day 1. I was like, oh, that's what we doing? That's what we doing? I was like, all right. Kudos, round of applause. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I was like, okay, I see you. And so I'm hyped for season 3, but I know we probably have to wait like a year or 2 for season 3 to drop. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see where they go with this story. I'm excited to see how it's going to end. Who got hit? You know what I mean? She pulled the trigger, the gun went off, but we don't know what happened after that. It just went to black. So I'm interested to see how this is going to unfold, how it's going to pan out. I'm mad and I'm hurt that Jesse went out the way he did. I thought he was going to survive, or at least be able to get Dina home or something. Like, man, for him to just go out like that, just running through the door, just bah, and he gone. And it's like, man, I ain't have to do my mans like that. He was a kind-hearted fellow. But my rating for this particular episode is definitely a 10 out of 10. I love the way they structured it. I love the way they've been doing the Seattle day 1, day 2, day 3, just to flip perspectives right at the end and show us in season 3 everything from Abby's perspective. That's gonna be fire. That's gonna be fire. So I'm excited. This particular season 2 of Last of Us overall, the season finale, I give it 10 out of 10. But overall, I'm definitely I gotta give this season a 10 out of 10. It was done. It was like low-key done to perfection, in my opinion. Like the way they structured everything, how they set it up, the sensitive moments. We had the episode with Joel, the flashback. We had episode 2 where the whole situation went down with Joel and with Jackson, Wyoming. And it was just like, bro, just to see how they strung everything together and just told this masterful story with beautiful people in a post-apocalyptic world. It was just chef's kiss. Shout out to Naughty Dog, man. Shout out to Naughty Dog, because man, y'all be telling stories. Y'all be telling some dope stories. And so like I said, for the season finale, I give it a 10 out of 10. For the entirety of season 2, I give it a 10 out of 10. And yeah, man, I'm excited to see what season 3 is going to hold and how they're going to resolve this story. So let me know in the comments below how you felt about the season finale, how you felt about season 2 overall. If you haven't added this to your watch list and you like post-apocalyptic storytelling, definitely tap in. Definitely tap in. Shout out to Naughty Dog once again. Shout out to HBO Max for everything they've put behind this particular show and this particular series. Shout out to Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey and Isabella Merced and dang, I keep wanting to call it, man, Robbie Reyes, but I know that's not his name. Shout out to the man who plays Tommy. I forgot his name, but I still remember him from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. playing Ghost Rider. Shout out to him. But yeah, man, let me know in the comments below how you felt about it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. If you haven't already, hit that notification bell so that way you can be notified anytime we drop a new video on the channel, which is every day. So stay tapped in, stay tuned in, stay locked in, and never forget, it's FreeSoul to the show free. Let's get it.